Hello all. Today's topic is Aristotle's observations on poetry. Aristotle was a Greek philosopher during the classical period in ancient Greece. He was the most distinguished disciple of Plato. According to Ben Jonson, Aristotle was the first accurate critic, the truest judge, the greatest philosopher the world ever had. He was the acknowledged master during the centuries of Greek and Roman culture. He is believed to have written half a dozen critical treatises, of which only two are extant: Poetics and Rhetoric. The former deals with the art of poetry and the latter with the art of speaking. Milton called Aristotle's Poetics a teacher which teaches sublime art. Poetics is a book of 50 pages containing 26 small chapters. Aristotle's main concern appears to be tragedy, which was considered the most developed form of poetry in his days. Aristotle's observations on poetry. First, nature of poetry. According to Aristotle, it is not writing in verse that makes a poet, but it is the imitation that makes the difference. Mimesis is the Greek word he uses for imitation. Following Plato, he calls the poet an imitator. Like Plato, he too believes that there is a natural pleasure in imitation, which is an inborn instinct in man. Another natural instinct in man is the instinct for harmony and rhythm. Plato believed art as an imitation of an imitation, twice removed from the truth. But according to Aristotle, the poet's imitations or pictures of life are not unreal. On the contrary, they reveal truths of a permanent or universal kind. To prove this, Aristotle presents comparison between poetry and history. Poetry relates what may happen, unlike history that relates what has happened. Poetry is more philosophical and higher than history, as poetry expresses the universal and history the particular. The pictures of poetry are not mere reproductions of facts, but truths embedded in those facts that apply to all places and times. This is the meaning Aristotle gives to imitation, thereby answering Plato's severest charge against poetry. Next is the function of poetry. The function of poetry, as of the other fine arts, is to please. Aristotle does not state anywhere that the function of poetry is to teach, but he does not rule out teaching if it is incidental to the pleasure it gives. Such pleasure should be regarded as superior to all others. Next is the emotional appeal of poetry. Poetry makes an immediate appeal to the emotions. Aristotle considers tragedy as the highest form of poetry, that it arouses emotions pity and fear. Pity at the undeserved sufferings of the hero and fear of the worst that may befall him. According to Aristotle, these emotions are aroused with a view to their purgation or catharsis. The occasions of pity and fear usually accumulate in our mind if they are not given an outlet. In tragedy, they find an outlet, and by releasing these emotions, one really protects oneself. So, the emotional appeal of poetry is not harmful, as Plato believed, but health giving and artistically satisfying. That's all for today. Thanks for watching.